Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I am sitting doing knitting on the little ones. It's such a pleasure to do something very small and I can just whiz along on them. This is a little 16-inch I'm doing. This is the last one of the open moss stitch that I'm going to do a tutorial for. Not a tutorial, I'm not doing a tutorial for the size, I'm just going to do a PDF. I've done a few tutorials for the other sizes and I have that's an 18-inch one I've done. Just got to sew that one up. I've done everything, put the neck on and the bands and all that, and I thought I'll just leave it and get on with the 16 and sew them all up together. Once I knit this one, even if I haven't sewn them up, I'll have all the instructions finished on the, my writing pad, what I do. So I've done the back. I only started this last night after I'd been to my bingo. I got home about 10:15, made myself a drink and sat down from about 10:30 till 12. And I finished that off last night, just at the back. And so I'm been doing one of the sides today, but I did have to go a message today because yesterday the postman came. Now I was sitting in my living room where I am now. My living room door, you can see there, was wide open and I heard the noise of the letterbox, the letters going through my letterbox. The postman never knocked at the door, but by the time I got up and picked up the letters, there was a card in from the postman. He must have had a parcel. But he never knocked at my door with that parcel, and I was so annoyed because I looked at the door and I seen he had disappeared round the corner and I was not going to run after him. And he could not have knocked at the door because if I heard that letterbox going, I would have heard a knock at the door, and I don't know why. But anyway, I had to go down to the to my local post delivery place where you go to pick up parcels and things like that, and there was a parcel that was Happy Meal. Actually, I'm going to show you. I haven't opened it yet. This is parcel come from, I think it's from a lady called Gill, because she did ask me for my address and she did tell me the area she lived in, and it tells me on the back of the parcel it is from the area. It hasn't got a name, but it has got the area that the parcel came from. So I'm going to open it up. I haven't got a clue what's in. It's very light. So I know it's not wool. Use my scissors to get through the sellotape. I need one of those knives, you know, for opening things. This is my scissors I'm using. Yeah, the knife would probably be easier to get into it. That's it. Oh, I can see something in here. Something in letter. It's Happy Meal. Hi Sheila, a little gift I made especially for you. I can't believe this. A mini Sheila. Hope you like her. A big thank you for your channel. This makes me laugh with all your stories. It's about your day-to-day life. Also a big thank you for your knitting tips and patterns you generously send out. Best wishes from Gill in Lincoln. Please, a mini Sheila sat relaxing to doing a bit of knitting and having a cup of coffee. Her trousers and jumper can be removed. Bit overdressed for this heat though. Hope you like her, love, Jill from Lincoln. I'm going to show you. I could see it as I opened the box. Not properly. Yeah, I should have a doll's house for this, you know. There's a little table. She's even got my ponytail. My hair's not as thick as that though, I wish it was, but maybe I could use some wool to make myself a wig. And my glasses too. Eh, dear me. And she has my, it's not the same mustard, it's a different mustard sweater on. I have a blue sweater, something like this one. And my grey trousers. There's my knitting with my balls of wool and my armchair. I usually sit in my settee, but I do an armchair now and again, so that's me, my chair. And I do have my coffee table in front of me like that. My computer is on the coffee table and a lot of other junk. I wouldn't dare show you all the junk on my table. I have to take them off every so often to give it a good clean. But that is wonderful, that, Jill. I just cannot believe you could do something like that. That is just great. Thank you very much for that, Jill. That is very much appreciated. I'm going to sit myself on the table in front of me so I can see my shadow, calling my shadow. She can sit and watch me knitting. Yeah, that is wonderful. I think that's a lovely present. That. I have to put that away. I'll have to show my friend that. Oh, there's something. I've missed something. This must come out in the bag. Yeah, in the little bubble thing. There's something else inside here I missed. There's another little note inside. Cup of coffee and coaster, whips and spare wool. Tiny little bit of knitting here. Tiny little pair of knitting needles. Yeah, I could use those, you know. I could have done with those years ago when my kids were little and I had to knit things for the action men. Look at the size of those little needles. They are marvellous, them. Little. It's actually a little bit of a like the back of something. Look, it's even got the decreasing up on the raglan there, and that'll be a little front to the like a little cardigan. There's a back and a little front on it. Have I missed something? Oh yes, there's something. And a little coaster. That's for my cup of tea. I've put it on my knee there. I can watch myself knitting now. I love those little needles. The little needles I have in my hand there as well. It's two little tiny little pair of needles that I'm holding. I think that's great. You're a whiz, Jill. That's marvellous, that. Put my legs down. I can stand as well, look, if I want to. Hey, dear me. I'll stick my needles. That's one of my whips. I'll have to make a proper little bag to put my little whips in. I can get the needle to go through I think it's trying to go through 2 lots of wool here. Little bag there. I'll stick that in myself there. Oh, I missed, I'm still missing things in here. Little balls of wool. There's a little ball inside there as well. And I think it's a little ball of wool it's got inside. And there's a couple of spare little bits of wool for my whips. I could put those in that bag. I think that's the best Happy Meal I think I've ever had. See what you really call Happy Meal, that. I'll put these down to one side. Put that up there out of the way. And I was at my bingo. I can't stop laughing about that. I was at my bingo last night. I did go for a meal first, me and my friend. So I left about 5 o'clock to pick my friend up at 5:30. Instead of my usual time, which I don't usually go out at 6:30. But we never won anything. And my friend saying, Sheila, well, looks just left us, hasn't it? I says, well, and you cannot expect to win every time, you know. You've got to let some other people have a chance. But that's the thing with bingo, isn't it? You never know who's going to win, who's going to be lucky. But it's not just the winning, it's the it's the night out, just enjoying yourself, having a night out. And we had a nice meal, and I just had some chicken croutons, and there was a little bit salad stuff underneath them in the bowl. And I don't know what the oil was, but it was lovely, the stuff I had. And my friend got, I think she got cod croutons. Is it croutons or croutons? Something like that they're called. And we just got a bowl of chips between us, because I can never eat, when you're in a restaurant or anything and that, and you get a portion of chips, I can never eat them all. There's far too many. So we just shared a bowl of that, and I just had a Pepsi. My friend usually has a lager or something like that, but I think she feels awful having a lager, and she knows I can't because I'm driving. And I do have a shandy when I get to the bingo, but that I get a pint shandy and that lasts me all night. And that's all I drink because I'm driving. And I've noticed lately the shandies, as they're getting to know us in that place we go to now, used to be the same as the other place we went. Every shandy I got, there seemed to be more and more lemonade in than beer. I don't think it's only half a pint of lager if you get a pint shandy. And it lasts me all night. But that's it anyway. That's it. I think they know I'm driving. But my friend will say sometimes, well, you know, you can leave the car at my house and we'll get a taxi up and then you can stop at my house. You know, come back. I say, I like to sleep in my own bed. I don't mind. I can enjoy myself. I don't have to have a drink to enjoy myself. Well, don't have to have a drink of alcohol anyway. It would be nice if we win, you know, if we won, but we didn't win. And it was nice coming home because there was no diversions. I think that almost finished on the A1, what they were doing. And that's even better because once I leave my friend, it takes me about half an hour to get home. But once I leave my friend and got onto the A1, it's only 20 minutes from the A1 back to my house. But when I was going through the diversions, it was taking about 3/4 of an hour to get home. But after a while, after I'd went through those diversions that many times, I knew them off by heart. I didn't have to look for the signs. I knew more or less where I was going, so I just used to drive, well, at whatever speed you were allowed on whatever road you were on. But sometimes I'd get somebody in front of me who you could tell they were strangers. They didn't know the diversion. They were following the diversion, and then I couldn't overtake. I couldn't get past them, and they were going dead slow, so I had to go as slow as them. So it took me longer to get home. So when I was on the diversion, I always hoped there was nobody in front of me that was doing the same, going through the same diversion. So I got home Well, like I said, at 10:15 and said it's usually about 10:30 and 11 normally when I get home. So I got a little bit knitting done, and I love doing these little ones. It's such a change after all the large ones I've been knitting, because I think I was getting sick of the big ones, because I like to do the little ones. You can do them that quick, and I do have quite a few. I've got two other ones made up. I've got this one to sew up and this one when I've done it, but I'm going to do a few more before I put them on my shop, because I've had nothing on my Etsy shop for quite a long time, because they had put a reserve on my, I think it was something to do with me, I was selling a lot of things on Etsy and I wasn't putting tracking on, because that meant I had to add extra onto the price of the things, and I didn't like that, because Etsy were getting a cut of that, whatever extra you are putting on, because I don't like with Etsy how they get the what you pay for postage, they get a cut of that as well, which I don't think that's right. They should only get a cut of what you're actually selling. They shouldn't get a cut of the postage that you costs you for the to send the things out. So I wouldn't put tracking on unless it was a really large order. I wasn't putting tracking on, and maybe as a pack of coasters or a little baby cardigan or something like that. It's going to make it more expensive for people buying, and I don't like to charge any more than what I would pay myself if I was buying things like that. So I had nothing, I took everything off Etsy and put it onto eBay. And another thing I don't like about Etsy is when you put it's called a listing, when you put something up to sell, you have to show like a picture and all that, and it costs you, I think it's 18 pence. That's how much you have to pay when you put a picture of anything. If you've got you've got a few things to put, say if I was putting 10 things up, it's going to cost me £1.80 to show those 10 things, which will probably be around about what I do get when the thing. And it only lasts for 4 months. After 4 months, if you haven't sold those things, you have to pay that 18 pence again. But the difference between them and eBay is eBay, you don't pay anything until you actually sell them. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. Something could be on a couple of years. But you only pay that. The equivalent is around about the same. It works out around about the same, about 18p. You only pay that once. You don't pay it again after they've been on for any length of time. That is something that's better. eBay is better than Etsy. But I've been looking on my Etsy, I look on the information on Etsy, and I've had an awful lot of people are actually looking at my shop. So, because to show you how many views you've had on the shop when you look through all the information. And because I have a I have a link on my channel for Etsy, and I also have a link on my Instagram. Yes, I do have a link on Instagram as well. So I think people have been looking to see, because on Instagram I show everything I knit. I show a picture of whatever I've knitted up there. So I think they've been looking to see if anything's on my shop. So I'm going to have to start putting things on Etsy. But I'll keep things that I think that might take a lot longer to sell. I'll just keep those for eBay, because I know the things like coasters and things like that do take a lot longer to sell, unless it's round about special times like the Jubilee ones that I did sell, which I had no trouble at all. Those ones went straight away. The same with the Christmas ones, which I'll be doing some more Christmas ones before long. I might stick with eBay for those type of things, because I don't like having to pay for putting a picture up twice, if things doesn't sell within 4 months. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. As soon as I have a few things, so there's nothing on my Etsy shop at the moment, but as soon as I have a few things knitted, which is going to be little things, so it will not take me that long, I'm going to do as many little things as I can first. And then after I've got a few things to put up on my shop, I'm going to start knitting my own things, my own cardigans for myself, which I've been wanting to do for quite some time. But I might start knitting sweaters, because we'll be coming into the winter months before long. And so I won't be taking any more orders. It'll probably be about the middle of October until I start any orders again for any of the large things that people keep asking me for. it's lovely when I get an order for little baby ones, or like the ones I did for Rhiannon lately. They were 22s and 24s. It was nice knitting them ones because they don't take as long. It did take a little bit longer than normal because I was knitting in the morning little things, and of a night time I was doing any big orders I had. That's how it took me so long to do the orders, and even longer it's long to do the little things because I was splitting them in my day. But when I start knitting my own things, I'll be doing them from probably in the middle of the afternoon, and I will still knit little things in the morning for to keep my shop going. And so that is my little bit for today, and because I have been rabbiting on for quite a bit, I'm going to shut this video down now. So me and my other self are saying bye. Catch you all another time. Bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe.